All right. So, YouTubers. Okay, so I'm new to this thing. This is this is my mentor, Dr. Saundra Williams. Yes,
Hello.
who is a master vision coach and calling and career mentor. And she has a YouTube channel, so make sure you go check out her YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
It is Dr. Saundra Williams.
Yes. So one day I'm gonna have 1,000 followers plus or whatever she has. But right now, I'm just following her lead. So she's my guest this morning. This is Women's History Month. March is Women's History Month, and so I was so excited when she said that she would be on the show. So my first guest for Women's History Month. So guys, hold on. You guys know we also have the radio show that we'll be recording for. So hold on one second. And I'm going to bring in the show, and you'll be with Dr. Saundra and myself. So I'm going to introduce her again. So just stay right there. Hopefully you enjoy this. All right. Good morning, and welcome to the Coffee and Collaborations radio show. My name is Kimberly Winborn of Kimberly Winborn LLC, and I am your host. This morning, I am holding up one of my favorite cups. It's a gift that was given to me by my dear friend, Vaughn Williams of Urbana Catering Concepts, which is a caterer locally here in Raleigh, North Carolina, but he travels abroad. And it says, I am silently correcting your grammar. You guys know that my background is English, and I got my Bachelor of Arts from Elizabeth City State University in English communications. And so I absolutely am always silently correcting your grammar. So welcome to the show. This morning we have Dr. Saundra Williams. As I mentioned, because we started off with the YouTubers, she is a master vision coach and calling and career mentor. And she's actually my mentor. So you've heard me mention her before on the show several times. But this is my first time having her as a guest. And if you follow me, you saw that this is Women's History Month. And so for the show, all month, we're going to have women who are dynamic women in business. And they're going to be telling you great tips about networking, collaboration, and some amazing nuggets that will help you to get to the next level in your business and hopefully in your life in some capacity. I am excited to have her. So Dr. Saundra, welcome this morning to the show.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. It is awesome to be here.
Yes, yes, I am too. And so I want to dive right in because we only have a short amount of time and we have to make sure that we address our sponsors. So let's take a quick commercial break and then we're going to be right back with Coffee and Collaborations. Guys, grab your coffee and make sure it's hot. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Coffee and Collaborations radio show with Dr. Saundra Williams and myself, Kimberly Winborn. Oh, make sure to go to coffeeandcollaborations.com and also check out our new Facebook page. So I told you guys about, yes, we started Facebook. So I told you guys about Instagram, and now we have a Facebook page, and it's all easily found at Coffee and Collaborations. So go check us out. You can check out replays of the show at coffeeandcollaborations.com, as well as check out the podcast, which runs through Spotify. So check us out. Okay, so Dr. Saundra, who is my mentor of almost 3 years, I want to dive right in and go into networking and collaboration because one of the things that I learned from Dr. Saundra, so she's one of the people that helped me to kind of come from behind the scenes. And Dr. Saundra was like, Kimberly, you're doing so many great things behind the scenes. You need to kind of be out front a little bit more. And I fought it. I fought it a little. Yes, I did. But I said, well, if I have someone like her to guide me, then, and, you know, I have been working on personal development and all those things, then I knew that I could succeed. So Dr. Saundra, can you tell everyone else what it is that you do and how you serve others?
Sure. Thank you. And again, thank you so much, Kimberly, for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here and to celebrate women during Women's History Month. And
Yes.
Kimberly doesn't say this about herself, but she's one of those exceptional women, too, those awesome women, too, that can also be celebrated this month. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity. So how do I support women? I support women by helping them to understand their calling so that they can manifest their vision. Yes. And I believe that every woman has a personal vision, and whether that personal vision is for their career, for their ministry, for their job, for their business, but I believe that everybody has a personal vision. What is it that you want to do in this season in your life? And so through coaching, through training, through teaching, books, seminars, those sorts of things, we focus on that. So it's actually a lot of personal development, a lot of spiritual development, professional development, and ministry development are the areas that we focus under in terms of helping you understand your calling so that you can move forward with your vision, your personal vision.
That is amazing. And okay, so if you guys aren't impressed by that, number one, but number two, like to be able to have somebody to take the things that will help you to take the things that God has placed inside of you and to expand on that. Like so many people throughout our lives are stuck in one place.
Right.
So to be able to partner with somebody and take what God gave you, not what God gave them for you, but help you to see what God gave you.
Yes.
You know, it's so powerful. And that's why I love you.
I love you too.
Because I get to see so many women go from, you know, one position to, you know, another in a short amount of time. And since I've been with you 2 or 3 years, I've been able to see that over and over again. But even you, Dr. Saundra, like, can you tell us some of the great things you just launched?
Well, you know what? I am a firm believer of practicing what you preach.
Yeah.
You know, and so having been an executive in community colleges and having all the leadership and for 16 years and a professor at NC State, and I'm still there as an adjunct. But, you know, I believe that if there's something on the inside of you, you know, if there's a vision on the inside of you, and you don't know exactly how to get it out, what to do, even, you know, how to clarify it such that it makes sense, not only to you, so that it makes sense to others, you know, because as the Bible tells us to write the vision and make it plain so that others can run with it. And if you're not clear about what it is, then you can't run with it, and then nobody's going to follow it. And so that's why we spend a lot of time in that development of what God has given you. So in terms of that, you know, I have an ongoing inner circle. Kimberly's a member of the inner circle.
I am.
And the inner circle is a place where we focus on your personal development, your spiritual development, so that you can run with the vision that God has given you. We have other programs. We just launched the Vision Building Training and Mentorship Program. And I'm so excited about that one because that one is where you actually build your vision. And in building that vision, you learn, you know, how to speak. You learn how to take your product and make money from it, basically. Because I believe that every woman who has vision wants to help others, but they also want to make money from it too. So how can you do that? So that program actually helps you to do that. And we're getting ready a little bit later in the year. So please, Kimberly will probably be a part of this. She'll probably be one of the mentors. She doesn't know yet, y'all, but she'll probably be one of the mentors for our LEAP leadership. And LEAP leadership is launched exceptionally into your accurate position. And it's specifically for women who work full time, who are ready to go to their next level. And so we're going to be bringing, have a whole mentoring around that. I believe in mentoring. I believe that the only way that women can get where they want to go is to be in groups of like-minded women. And so being able to do that is so exciting, and being able to offer programs to support women to do that is also part of what I love and part of what I know I've been called to do.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I did not know about that. So you guys have heard me talk about a looker and a leaper, right? Along this year, you've heard me say that, like, because I'm a leaper. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out. God will provide. That's been my personality. I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. That's who I am. And so, and then you have the looker. So when you've heard me talk about that, that's where I got it from. My mentor Saundra. And so that's exciting. All of those
Cool.
things are exciting. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk to Dr. Saundra about, because we just talked about, I think it was in our last inner circle, you were talking about intentionality. And that's one of the things that I really focus on, telling people that in their networking, they have to be intentional. Otherwise, they can feel like they're running up a fence and continually getting knocked down, or just wasting time and not really getting anything from their networking. And so I wanted to talk with you about that when it comes to networking and when it comes to associations. How can you advise us on being intentional?
Okay. Well, you know, the word intentional means that whatever you're doing, you're going to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making an effort to do it, meaning you're going to put resources in it, or you're going to put, whether that resources are your time or your talent, but you're putting something into it. Yeah. And then the thing about intentional is that if there's an input of you're doing it on purpose, then you expect an output. Yes. You expect to get something out of it. And so when I think about, and I practice, as a matter of fact, I actually have a folder, if I can get it out here. I actually have a folder that's called Intentional Networking.
Yes, round of applause.
I actually have a folder. And the reason I do that is because intentional networking means that for me, and this is the way that I do it, Kimberly, is that I am going to do something on purpose for the purpose of having some sort of output.
Right.
And that intentional networking could be in person, face-to-face, or that intentional networking could be via an email, an ongoing email. I always tell people that I'm going to be pleasantly persistent in email until you email me back. Okay, regardless of what your answer is, I'm going to keep emailing you.
Yeah.
And so, but intentional networking means that you are going to an event. You know, I never go to business events just to go to business events. You know, right. Now if I'm going to support someone, that's different. I'll go and I'll support whoever I'm going to support. But if I'm going to pay a registration fee, if I'm going to actually use my resources to go to this event, then I'm going to go for a purpose. Yeah. Now, one of the things about intentional networking is that you need to know why you're going someplace before you get there.
Right.
And that's the part a lot of people don't do. You know, some people will just say, okay, I'm going to this networking event and I'm going to meet some people. No, when you're going to do intentional networking, you need to understand, what are your needs? What is it that you need? Where do you need additional help? And then when you go to that networking event, you intentionally, on purpose, look for the people that can support you in that.
Yes.
Okay. So for example, if I go to a networking event and I needed some help with marketing, or let me break it down even more. I needed some help with social media. I needed someone to help me do a social media strategy. I know I need it done. I don't know how to do it. I don't know anyone that does it. So hopefully I can go to this networking event. Well, when I go there, then I am looking for that person that can help me do social media strategy. That's right. Intentional networking. I'm going there with a purpose. And then when I leave, I want to have with me an output of my actually going there. So maybe I didn't get the actual person, but maybe I got some leads. Maybe I got the name of someone who's done social media, for someone else. So that's intentional networking. You're going there knowing what you need, and then coming out with that actual output of what you need.
Exactly. So you mentioned wanting to get something back. So in business, we do have to remember that we want to return on our investment. And I tell people that money and time. So if I put an hour into being at a networking event, I'm putting 20 minutes or whatever it is to drive there. I'm taking away from my time with my daughter and, whoever else. I want to return on that investment. And so going with no plan is not going to necessarily guarantee a return. I mean, there's no guarantee that you're going to find that person there, But if you're intentionally doing it, maybe you've done a little research, know what that, maybe it's a technical technical networking event where you're going to find that person. But if I go and I don't get a return at all of my investment, then I'm going to probably be a little upset and not be likely to go to another networking event. And what you said that really stuck with me is it made me think about the fact that you're doing this to kind of build your team. If it's for the purpose of looking for something that can help your business. If it's to get leads, that's totally different. But if it's you're looking for somebody in social media who is going to help you with your marketing, who is going to be a part of your team and your success. And that's what it's about. We all want to grow to the next level. How do we do it well? And that's how we do it well, by being intentional. And so many more things than that, but definitely, definitely our networking. And so we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back, because then I want to talk about collaboration and how networking can lead to great collaboration. And maybe you have an example. Maybe you have an example yourself of where networking led to great collaboration. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back with Copy and Collaboration. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We just talked about intentional networking and how key it is in your business, and some of the key things that you should do as entrepreneurs that you should keep in mind when you go out networking. And now we're going to talk about collaboration. And I asked Dr. Saundra a question before the break on how networking has led to great collaborations for her. I mean, we heard earlier all of the wonderful things that she's doing, and she has to have teams in order to execute that. I mean, if you heard it, she has to have teams in order to execute that. So Dr. Saundra, can you tell us about that process of networking leading to collaborations for you?
Yes. Well, when one thing I want to say too, that before we go into the collaboration is that make sure, and you mentioned the word team, make sure that whoever if you're going somewhere and you come out with someone that can help you do something or support you, then make sure that they match your team, that they will be a good part of your team. One of the things that I do is I like to make sure that if I leave someplace that I'm coming out with 2 or 3 names of people that can help me, so I can kind of, and I do interview people. Just because you say you can do something, I don't automatically, let you on my team. So, because I am one of those kind of people that likes to make sure everything is done correctly.
You're
and I get
smart.
my expectations.
You're intelligent.
I am, and I want things, but being an entrepreneur, as Kimberly knows, sometimes you have problems releasing stuff. And I haven't always been an entrepreneur. I mean, I've only been full time for 3 years. I actually was part-time for a very long time. I spent 16 years as a senior vice president for all 58 community colleges in the state of North Carolina. Right. So doing that, I learned so much. And prior to that, I was an executive in the technology industry in 3 different companies. So, and I learned that you cannot do this business as an entrepreneur without some sort of collaboration. Okay. And if you're going to be like a loner on an island, kind of thing, and you want to do your own thing and you're always going to be by yourself, then your business will probably not grow.
Right.
Okay? Now, keep in mind that some people think that collaborations have to be where you and someone else are actually having an event together. And that is one form of collaboration. That is one form of collaboration. But collaboration can also be around a certain area where you're collaborating, the person is collaborating with you, you're collaborating with them to make certain things happen. Okay. Yes. And so let me give you an example of both. So I have had about every 3 years, I don't do it every year because it's just too much, but about every 3 years, I have the Ultimate Vision Building Women Retreat. Okay. And that's literally where we come in. I don't think I've had one since I've known you, Kimberly. I think we had just had it when you and I met. That's why you don't know about it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
You were like, ah. It's called the Ultimate Vision Building Women Retreat. And we really literally come in and work on our visions. And so in that, I collaborate because I have other people with other areas of expertise that I don't have, like the financial part. Okay.
Yeah.
They come in and they actually do that teaching. Okay.
Right.
And one of the things that I allow people to do is that if I know what you're offering and I know the depth of your programs and what you're going, then I come in and I allow them, you can offer your program to my audience.
Right.
Okay. So that's one form of collaboration where I actually have my event, but I have other people that may be a part of my event, and they can offer their programs to the participants in my events or even my clients.
Yeah.
That's one type. Another type of collaboration is where, you and another person actually come together and you're actually having the event together. Okay. Both of you have a certain responsibility for the event, whether the responsibility is financial or otherwise, but you have responsibility for the event. And to be frank with you, I don't do a lot of those. The reason I don't do a lot of those is just because the nature of what I do yields more for people coming in with their expertise.
Yeah.
However, I have collaborated with other people on their events, and they'll have me like as a sponsor or something like that. Now, one of the things, I believe that if you're going to do an event and you want to bring forth like the wholeness of someone, like say, for example, you want to do an event and you want to focus on finances, on health, and on your everyday life. Okay.
Right.
Well, if you're not the health person, then you need to bring in a collaborator that's also a part of that.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't try to get outside your lane. I don't try to get outside of my lane of working with women in their calling and their career. I don't try to get outside of that. Okay. I'm not a health person. I have a health mentor that I bring in all the time. I have financial mentors. Kimberly is one of those that, if there's something we talk about financially, then I'll say, contact Kimberly Hines Winsborn. She has a wonderful program for financial fitness that she takes you through. And so many people try to do everything.
Yeah.
But collaboration, keep in mind, it's not always two people coming together to do, one thing, but it can also be you bringing people in to make sure that the people that you're teaching actually has access to all of the resources that they need. So that's another form of collaboration.
Right. Yeah. And I love that. I prefer that form because of the fact that you also get to serve on a different capacity. Because if you find somebody, especially who needs an audience or leads or just different things like that, your audience then becomes their audience, or vice versa. And then it's a win-win. And that's how, guys, when I talk about collaboration, how you can grow your finances exponentially, that's how, because you're given the opportunity to get pieces from somebody else to get your target market at somebody else's event or in somebody else's camp.
Exactly.
You guys are working together, so it's a win-win all the way around. So I love that particular version because I've been able to highlight a lot of people, which serves their purpose, but also get highlighted myself, my company, which serves my purpose as a result of collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with social media, with the internet, with tools like Zoom, you can do collaborations with people across the world.
Yes.
The people that you bring in can be from California or from England or from wherever. You can bring in people from across the world. So networking, collaboration, those things are endless today. There are just so many possibilities to be able to do great things for people today.
Right. And you mentioned so many virtual opportunities. And that's one of the things, like at first, people were using the virtual opportunity wrong. And it was just behind the screen, like just typing or whatever, but not actually, so many people weren't using Zoom and Join Me and all these video conferencing options for a long time because they really just preferred to kind of be behind the scenes, but the relationships just weren't happening the way that they could. And once people started accepting, like, you could do so much through video conferencing and different things like that, their businesses started booming. Now I see people talking about Zoom all the time.
Yes.
And all these, other, even I think people are even doing it through their phone apps like Hangouts and FaceTime, and all of that, doing video conferencing. So Yeah, I believe that virtual opportunity now is really propelling people to another level who get the mindset that you gotta network, you gotta collaborate.
Mm-hmm. And let me add one more thing to networking too. Don't wait for a face-to-face event to network.
Right.
If there's somebody doing something on social media that you've seen on social media that you may be following on social media, you know what? Send them a message.
Yeah.
You know, send them. I think all of your social media platforms have the ability where you can send them a message. You know, that's networking.
Yeah.
You know, send them something. You know, when they say something that you like, then you know, tag them in your post.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let them know you're following them, sort of thing, and then send them a message. You know, I've been following you for quite a while, and I really like to talk about the possibility of doing XYZ. You know, don't wait for them to have an event. You know, social media has made it such that we can network just as well in a virtual platform as we can in face-to-face. So take advantage of all those opportunities.
Yes, I second. And one of the things that's really important is figuring out which platform you should hang out on a little bit more, like where your audience is, because sometimes people spread themselves too thin with trying to be on all the platforms. But definitely there's an opportunity in each one. And so being intentional, back to that, being intentional about it is going to definitely then serve your purpose. So the same thing that you did when you went to that example of going to the networking meeting looking for the social media person, you can just kind of type that in on these social media platforms and find, you know, if you want to go through their page or whatever and they fit your style, there you go.
There you go.
Save a little time sometimes.
Exactly. I'm a proponent. I've done it a couple of times and it has really, really paid off. Yeah. You know, in terms of just working with someone, getting information, sharing ideas, that sort of thing. And so I believe, and you know, when you want to talk about having a global business or a global platform, keep in mind that you have to network with people that don't look like you.
Yes.
That's something else you got to be aware of. You know, now if the only thing that I was doing was serving African American women, then hey, fine. But you know what? I serve women. I mean, my audience is women. It's a certain group of women, and I serve them. But I also get advice from men and men at a certain level, because when I work with women in leadership, I need to be able to talk to women about what some of these men are looking for. When they go in, they're going on job interviews. I need to be able to do that. Well, I'm only going to get that from some of the men. Yeah. So be able to network with different people. Remember, your networking and your collaborations are based on the outcomes and the transformation that you're trying to get people to. Yeah. And how will that person that you're networking with, how will that person that you're collaborating with, how do they fall into the overall formula of transformation, a formula that you have that helps people get to a transformation?
That's right. And that's what it's all about.
So it's all about, you know, you giving some sort of transformation, because people don't buy your programs. People don't buy your courses. People don't buy your event. People buy the transformation that happens to them because I participated in it.
Yeah. So true. So true. This is so good. One of the things that, because we're live, I'm looking right in behind me is your picture back there that says believe in your dream.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And so just thinking of transformation, thinking of people buying you instead of your programs, people buying the trust, you know, all of that. One of the things that a lot of people begin to do is, with social media, so many other things, is compare themselves to others. And that's one of the reasons I really love what you do, because you're able to help us to look at who we are. And it just goes back to what you just said about the people buying you. To look at who we are and who God purposed us to be, and help us to pull that out, to believe in our dreams, and to be able to make that transformation, and you give us the nuggets to be able to do that, to go to our next level, but not comparing to anybody else. at
Mm-mm.
all. You
At
know,
all.
really valuing who we are. And that's one of
Mhm.
the reasons I was really excited, not just to work with you, but then also to be able to have you as one of the first women in our series this month,
Uh-huh.
Women's History Month, because I knew that people would, whether they're man or woman,
Mhm.
will be able to get something from spending a little bit of time with you. And I want them to be able to follow you. I want them to be able to plug into anything that you
Mhm.
have going on. So can you share your social media, and if there's anything that you want to put out there, or any last minute advice that you want to leave with the listening audience?
Okay,
That
I'll share my social media, and then I'll give a last minute, so maybe last couple of points to remember.
Yes.
So on Facebook, I'd love for you to become a part of the Vision Building Women online community, and it is a Facebook group. And so just search on Vision Building Women, and you will find it there. You can also follow me on Facebook under Dr. Saundra Speaks. And that's my Facebook business page. But all of the engagement, all the collaboration, all the networking happens inside of the Vision Building Women group.
Yes.
Every Sunday night inside that group, I do a live teaching called Impact, where I teach from the perspective of helping you understand how to walk in your calling, how to move forward in your God-given calling, so that you can move forward and do that personal vision that's on the inside of you. The only social media I really hang out on is both the Facebook group, Vision Building Women, and I'm also on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, it is Dr. Saundra Wall-Williams. Kimberly said earlier about, which platform do you use? Remember, you use the platform where the people that need you hang out, not
Yes.
where you want to hang out. Okay, that's another point of intentional.
Yes.
Intentional. You want to be intentional on the platform you're using. If people that where you hang out or that need you are on Instagram, then you hang out there. If they're on Twitter, then you hang out there. For me, the people that I serve are on LinkedIn and are on Facebook. So that's a nugget that you want to remember. So again, on Facebook, search for the Vision Building Women Facebook group, and we're there. And on LinkedIn, it's under Dr. Saundra Wall-Williams. So I'm excited about that. So again, my website, we're actually working on my website, but the website is drsaundraspeaks.com, Dr. Saundra, Saundra, speaks.com, and that's where we are there. And everywhere else we're Dr. Saundra Speaks. So use that hashtag or the hashtag Vision Building Women, and you'll be able to find wherever we are. Leaving you with 2 points. I want to first congratulate Kimberly again on this opening up with Women's History Month. But always remember, as Kimberly said, your networking must be intentional. Okay? When you go somewhere, whether you're doing it virtually or whether you're doing it face-to-face, make sure you have a purpose. Make sure that when you leave, you'll feel like, and this is key, you'll feel like you have been filled. All right, make sure you get that. You will feel like you have been filled by participating in that event.
Yes.
Okay? You don't want to leave an event and you just felt like you gave out a bunch of business cards and you haven't done anything, you haven't received anything. When you go somewhere, when you go on purpose, when you know why you're going there, when you know what you want to receive, then you will look for it. You will intentionally search it out, and then you'll feel like that you've accomplished what you need to accomplish. And as Kimberly said earlier, it's your time and your resources going to these events, whether it's virtual or whether it's face-to-face. So remember, collaboration, networking must be intentional for the people that you serve.
That's right. That's right. So what a way to wrap up. Perfect. So you guys make sure to tune in to the show 7:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.881thetruth.com. And then follow us, like I said earlier, coffeeandcollaborations.com for all of the episode replays and everything concerning the concept of coffee and collaborations, to get plugged into our guests. And to just stay in tune with what's happening, not just here in Raleigh, North Carolina, but this is a global platform. So thank you for tuning in this morning. Make sure that you go out with intention this week. And make sure that you always, in every capacity, carry your smile, because your smile is your hello, and your hello is your entrance into that relationship that you can absolutely potentially build to grow exponentially. It's limitless. So have a great rest of the day. All right, that's our recording time. Thank you, Dr. Saundra.
All right, awesome.
I wanted to be sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got everything.
I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't talk about relationships. So many times people, want to bring in relationships, but when you're doing intentional, being intentional, it's about what am I going there for? Now, relationships will develop out of that, but relationships happen after the networking. Sometimes, you have to have relationships to have collaboration, but some people don't. Some people just collaborate with people whether they know them well or not.
Yeah, and for me, collaboration is kind of a long-term thing. In some cases, not at all. And so that's what the show is about too. So I'm glad you brought that up. How networking can lead to amazing relationships that lead to collaboration that can grow your finances exponentially. So that's a good point. I'll stop.